Okay, this meeting is being recorded. This is our new representative training for March, and this session is going to talk to you about how to find new customers. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about, let me get it, change slides. All right, so if you can, please grab a sheet of paper, and we're going to talk about what is called your warm market. Okay, so your warm market list, I want you to think of like a birthday cake. So we have 3 layers to this cake, as you can see. Your top layer, we're going to call your birthday friends. Those that you would invite to your birthday party. Your close friends, your acquaintances, people that you talk to on a regular, if not daily basis. Your best friends, per se. Okay, those are the people that I want you to take your piece of paper and your pencil, and we're going to start by creating your warm list and write down your top layer of what we would call your birthday friends. So go ahead and jot down a few names there. And as you're doing that, I want you to think about your middle layer of your birthday cake. So these are people that you know, people that you're close to. Whoops, I have a conversation going on in my Facebook that I just accidentally clicked on. Your middle layer is people that you know, um, whether it be people you work with, people from your bowling league, you go to church with, uh, family members, maybe some distant family members that you don't see every day, but you get together with, now and then, maybe monthly. Your kids' friends, your boyfriend or girlfriend's friends, your wife or husband's friends, um, people that you know but not necessarily would be ones that you would invite to your birthday party. So we're creating our warm market list. These are people that you already know. Okay? So this list of people should be a little bit longer than your birthday friends or your top layer list. Okay, and as you're working on that, think of your bottom layer. These would be your once in a while friends. Maybe some people that you'd see at a family reunion once a year, or weddings, or unfortunately even funerals, or that you see at Christmas or Easter, or maybe like a high school reunion. Think of your once in a while friends. So this is creating your warm market list. This is a great way to expand your customers, okay? So as you've begun your Avon business, most people start with what we call their birthday friends, okay? A close family and friends, okay? But in order to grow your business, you need to expand upon that. So I want you to come up with as many names as you can think of. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a few minutes. If you are driving and listening to this call, please do not be writing down names. However, if you are sitting at home where it's nice and safe, go ahead and work on this list, okay? All right, would anybody like to share how many names did you come up with? Oh, I can't get these Facebook messages to stop popping up. All right, so keep working on your list. And I want you to keep that list, and I want you to expand upon it throughout this week, because we're going to have an assignment at the end. Okay? So think of your warm list as your birthday cake. Okay. So the next thing I want to point out is, if you've already done a one-on-one training with me when you first began your business, we talked about the memory jogger. You can find this memory jogger on YourAvon.com under Sales Leadership and then Mentor Tools. And I also can share it with everybody. I'll post it on the group page and email it to those of you who aren't on Facebook. But this memory jogger gives you, it basically jogs your memory. It makes you think of people and places that you go to in your everyday life that you can share your business with. Okay, because as you're beginning your business and as you're growing it, you're going to need to reach out beyond family and friends to what we call your cold market. Okay? Those are people that you don't necessarily know personally. But you can see on this list, if you can see it, I know it's kind of small, but you can find it bigger on YourAvon.com. These would be people that you might know from the beauty salon, or that you meet at the beauty salon, say a doctor's office, mechanic's office when you're sitting and waiting for your car to be repaired. I know recently my husband had surgery back in February, and I sat in a waiting room all day and was able to talk to people in there. So everywhere you go is an opportunity to grow your customer list. And when you do meet people, you want to make sure that you keep a contact list. You want to get their name, at least a phone number, and preferred method of contact. There are so many ways to contact people these days, whether it's by phone, text, email, Facebook Messenger, all kinds of ways to contact people. Some people prefer an old-fashioned phone call. Some people prefer texting. Some people prefer email. Ask them what their preferred method is so that you're more likely to get a hold of them. Okay, so this is a great way to grow your customer list as well. Okay. All right, so another way to increase your customers is through what we call chance encounters. So a chance encounter would be an unlikely, unexpected, or unplanned brief meeting between two people or more that could occur anywhere. So a chance encounter might occur at a restaurant, or it might even occur at a cosmetic counter, or at the mall. So let me give you an example of a chance encounter. So you go out to eat, and you have a waitress or a waiter, typically. A chance encounter would be an opportunity that you could use to talk to your waitress about Avon. You could perhaps compliment them on a piece of jewelry they're wearing or their makeup, and then you could go into that from there and letting them know that that you're with Avon, and that we have jewelry that looks similar to theirs, and we would love to offer them our brochure. So, or at the cosmetic counter somewhere, you might want to talk about the pricing of the cosmetics there versus the pricing in the Avon brochure. But you want to take advantage of chance encounters. Now, I know this can be the hardest thing for some people who are shy. Now, I'm going to admit, I am shy. And even after 15 years of doing this, I sometimes let chance encounters go by and I don't take advantage of them. So, if you really want to grow your customer list, though, you really need to start taking advantage of chance encounters. And on the next slide, we're going to talk about some great ways to do that. And one of the best things you can do to start a conversation with somebody is by asking open-ended questions. So you can have a conversation, and then you want to start asking them questions because you want to be more interested in them than you are interested. So an idea of an open-ended question would start with why, what, how, who, when, or even tell me. An open-ended question has an answer that is more than yes or no. So an example is, where did you get that piece of jewelry? And then they can answer your question. Or when was the last time that you saw an Avon brochure? And some people may never have seen an Avon brochure. And they may not know, if they haven't seen one for a while, about all the great fashion and the health and wellness that we have these days. So asking open-ended questions and being more interested than interesting can really help to grow your contact list and further your customer list. And you always want to make sure that when you do have a conversation with somebody, that you get their contact information so that you can follow up with them. Okay? And it's very important when you're out and about and talking with people that you are prepared. You always want to make sure that you have a brochure, samples. Get business cards. I highly recommend getting business cards. They're very affordable. You can have your phone number on there. You can have your website on there, and encourage people to really shop online. That makes your job so much easier, and people love shopping online these days. Have your phone on you. Now, I know that isn't too hard for most of us. We always have our phone on us, and I know if I, by chance, leave the house without it, I have to go back in and get it. But you can put their name right into your phone. You can text them. They can text you your information so that you can save your contact. Some people have what's called virtual business cards that you could send to them with your information. On your phone, you can take advantage of the Avon Social and the social media apps that you can share with people. But you always want to be prepared. So make sure that when you're out and about and you're having conversations with people to grow your customer list, you have to have a brochure, a business card, something to give them so that you can get that customer order. Now, not everybody is going to say yes. You will get some no's when you ask people if they would like a brochure. Have you seen a brochure lately? That kind of thing. So if you hear a no doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. So if somebody says no, they're not interested in a brochure or becoming your customer, ask them if they know somebody else who might be interested. Referrals are the easiest way to grow your customer list. You'll also could discuss other opportunities. We offer fundraisers. So if they have children or they're in an organization that needs to raise funds, talk to them about a fundraising opportunity. And connect with them on social media, somebody that you've come in contact with. So no doesn't necessarily mean that they won't be a customer or that they might not give you a referral for a customer or possibly a fundraiser, something like that. So if nothing else, get your business card in their hand and get their contact information. Also, some other ways to grow your Avon customer list is, and these are some of the things that I came up with. You can plan events like vendor shows, and those are really popular coming up in the spring. Tables at businesses, you can go in and ask businesses if you could set up a table. I've done these things at money places where you can share your products and or the opportunity with people. Another thing you might want to do is look for organizations that are having fundraisers, like a bowling fundraiser, spaghetti dinner. A lot of those will do basket raffles, so offer a gift basket, or even set up a table at their fundraiser and offer to collect orders from our fundraising flyers and give them the profits towards that. Mom-to-mom sales are great places. Sometimes they'll let vendors come in other than just selling of the clothes and toys that moms do. Garage sales. You may be having a garage sale this coming spring or summer, or you may have friends that are doing them. Garage sales are great places that you can hand out your brochures. And actually, I heard a neat tip at one of the recent workshops that we had is if you know somebody who's having a garage sale, offer them your Avon bags that we can purchase in order to bag up the things that customers buy. They're inexpensive. They give your friend or whomever free bags instead of just using plastic grocery bags to bag up their things. You can, and it's advertising for you. You can put a business card or brochure in each of the bags, and then everybody who walks away from the garage sale can have your contact information. Another event that you could maybe do is career fairs at colleges. Hotels offer these sometimes. So those are some planned events that you could possibly do to grow your customer list. Does anybody have any other ideas of ways that you have found customers? If so, please state your name and share with us.
Nextdoor.
Okay, can you expand upon that? This is Anna, right?
Yes, it is. The Nextdoor app, I just put on there that I was expanding my business, and if anyone cared to receive an Avon brochure, to just message me their name and their address, and I would drop off the brochure, and I've picked up about 5 or 6 customers that way.
That's great. So Nextdoor is a social media app that markets you into your neighborhood or surrounding neighborhoods. And so Anna was able to pick up some customers. And actually, she gave me that tip at the Blab workshop, and I picked up 2 customers through Nextdoor from her tip. So thank you, Anna. So, of course, besides Nextdoor, there's Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all of those. And definitely you'll want to take advantage of the Avon Social and the Avon Social Media Center that we have the opportunity to share. And we're going to talk more about social media. We could talk about social media forever. That is something that I do want to do a whole separate meeting on. I think I've really been expanding my social media, and I've had a couple new customers, and actually I've had a couple new potential representatives and a couple of people that signed up through my Facebook recently. So it's a great way to expand your customer base. All right. Anybody else have any other ideas of where you can find customers? Okay. So we talked about the birthday cake and making your warm market list. We also talked about chance encounters and keeping your contact list growing using the memory jogger and writing down names and asking people their preferred method of contact. Okay? But all of that doesn't do you any good if you don't follow up with people. Now, I found this slide very interesting. Okay, so they say the fortune is in the follow-up. 48% of representatives never follow up with a new prospect. And if you don't follow up, you're not likely to get the call or the order. They also say 25% make a second contact and stop, give up after contacting somebody for a second time. 12% only make 3 contacts and stop. And by a contact, it could mean a simple text or leaving a message, shooting an email. It doesn't have to be bugging somebody and, demanding an order. It's just touching base with them. And only 10% make more than 3 contacts. However, if you look at the next portion, it says 2% of sales are made on the first contact. So the first time that you follow up with somebody, you're only have a 2% chance of making a sale. You follow up with them again, 3% of sales are made on the second contact. And this is interesting. 55, and that should say 55% of sales are made on the third contact. That is quite a jump from the first and second contact. So if you're consistent and follow up with people and you're going to make those third contacts, you're more likely, you're more than half of a chance of getting a sale. 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact, and 80% of sales are made on the 5th through 12th contact. 80%. Now, I have some ideas of why that may be true. Does anybody else have any thoughts of maybe why that might be true, that 55% of sales are made on the third contact, and especially the 80% of sales are made on the 5th through 12th contact? Anybody have some thoughts of why that might be true that you'd like to share?
They may think that you're serious if you continue to contact them.
Yes, very good. So they know that you're a serious businesswoman or man. Okay, very good. Thank you. Anybody else have any other ideas? Well, I have another thought. The serious, knowing that you're serious about your business, but I know me personally, I am very busy. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a businesswoman. I have all kinds of things going on in my life. I try to exercise. That doesn't happen very much lately. We got groceries to buy, got church and volunteering. I am busy. Somebody may contact me, leave me a message, and I forget to call them back, or I just don't have time to call them back. But if they keep calling and not bugging me and being rude and that kind of thing, but if somebody is going to remind me, and I need reminders, I have to have my calendar. And I have alarms going off all day long, or I'd be totally lost. Just that reminding. And I actually appreciate it because I really want to order things, but life gets busy. And I think the majority of people just have too much going on these days. And, you just put that little reminder, I'm putting my order in this week, or you said you wanted to order this lipstick, do you want me to get that for you? I just think the busyness of people and following, making that follow-up contact is really what helps to increase your sales. And I've had people tell me that they appreciate me sending them that text, letting them know I'm putting an order in, and reminding them. And also, I definitely believe the seriousness goes on and on. It goes on with that when they're a brand new customer or potential customer to you. Okay, so I found that slide very interesting. All right, so you should all have a list, and if you haven't, you can watch the replay of this, and you should all be making a list and do that. And Avon suggests to grow your business that you should have what's called the 5x5 best practice for growth. So basically, that means you want to have conversations with 5 different people 5 days a week and that would give you 25 new contacts in 1 week. It would be an opportunity to get a customer or even a referral, because we talked about that. If they say no, then ask them if they do know somebody who might be interested. Okay? So, there's this worksheet that I'm going to email out to everybody. It's called Plan Like a Boss, Commit Like a Boss. And I would love for as many of you to do this as possible. The first thing is talking about belief. Okay? We have our Boss Life campaign, and we talked about this last week in our meeting. So the B in boss stands for belief. Write down your belief, your goal, why you are doing Avon. What is it that you're wanting to do? Are you wanting to save money for a down payment on a house? Do you have student loans that you're paying? Credit card debt? Do you need a new car? What is your goal and what is your belief? Okay? And then you can write down, I would buy a new car, and this is how much money you need. Or you would pay off your JCPenney credit card, and this is how much money you need. Or you would save for a down payment on a house, and this is how much money you need. Jot down your goals, because if you have your goals in mind, it's going to keep you motivated to work your business. Okay? And then I would love for you to work on your list, your warm list, and also practice working on your chance encounters, your cold market, and talk to 5 people a day about your Avon business. So today is Wednesday. So if you could do that on Thursday and Friday, maybe take the weekend off, or this Sunday is Easter if you're going to be getting together with family, people that you don't see all the time. That might be a great place to find 5 people for that day. You know, pick 5 days. It could be weekdays. It could be the weekends. It could be a combination. And you can see by next Wednesday, you could have 25 contacts. Okay? And you want to, there's on this worksheet you'll see as well, there's check marks or boxes that you can check off with their preferred method of contact, or how you think they would prefer to be contacted, whether by phone, email, text, or social media. Okay, so this is your challenge for this week. Everybody who fills this out and at least attempts to talk to 5 people 5 days this week, okay? And I want to see, you can take a picture of this and send it to me. I'm going to send you some samples. Last week, and I'm going to mail those out tomorrow, I offered fragrance samples when we had our business meeting online. So this week, I'm going to send out some skincare samples to anyone who fills this out with your belief and your goals and tries to get 5 people a day. If you only get 4 one day, that's fine. But I just want to see some growth in you trying to commit to building your customers. Okay? So, does anybody have any questions about ways to build your customer list? Any other ideas you want to share, or any questions on the worksheet?
I have a question. I've been thinking about going to like the American House, you know, the senior living, and I was just wondering what would I say when I went in there? I'm kind of unsure of how to approach that.
Okay. Well, actually, I have been in the American House in Taylor in the past. You could just go in and ask to talk to, the manager or whomever, is working in the office, and say something like, my name is Anna, and I'm a local Avon representative. I would love to be able to partner with you to, provide opportunities for your residents to either if you want to, are you wanting to set up a table? Are you wanting to go in like once a month and get orders? You
Yeah,
just kind of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, yeah, probably just go in once a month and get orders or.
You could just say, would it be okay if I come in once a month and I can share some samples and brochures with the residents? Um, and is there a time that would be good that I could do that? So I go to a senior citizen place in Dearborn every campaign, every other Friday. And you know what? They love
Mhm.
it. They do. You just come in. Sometimes I'll bring donuts in or whatever. You don't have to do that necessarily. But we just sit and talk and I share samples. Sometimes I'll bring in some of my stock. Like last week, I have a bunch of jewelry I had in stock. And some people bought some of the pieces, share the brochures, get orders, and then I do the same. Then the next 2 weeks, I bring their stuff in and we share the next book. So most places like that are open to that because there's not too many opportunities for them to get out to the store. I mean, a lot of places will run shuttles and stuff, but yeah, just go in and offer, and you're more than likely get a yes because there's a lot of people that go into places like that. That's a great idea, Anna.
Thank you. Try it.
Anybody else have anything they want to share? Okay, so this has been recorded. I will download that and send it out to everybody. So I know some of you came on late, so you might have missed the first part. I will also send out the worksheet, and I hope that you guys can fill this out and take that commitment and work on getting your 5x5 this week. Get 25 new contacts. It's only going to help you grow your business, and I will share with you some samples if you do that. So thank you, and I hope everybody has a great night.